I learned the hard way about meniscus. I was in Japan skating with like Bones Brigade days.
Yeah.
And did a 720 on a kind of a smaller ramp. Landed way too like I should have stood up, but I decided to squat. So that means my drop was way further.
Yeah.
And I felt something pop in my knee, and I was like, nah, whatever. I was in my 20s, just like, nah, it's fine. And then went to a department store that night, and I was bending down to look at some headphones, and my knee just stuck.
Yeah.
Right? So what I learned later is the meniscus went under, like it was torn. The torn part went under the patella, and then I was stuck bent there by myself in Tokyo in a department store, like stuck as a squatting.
You couldn't stand up.
Couldn't stand up. I crawled to a stairwell, just laying there like, what the fuck do I do?
Yeah.
And then I started like wildly kicking my leg. I don't know what to do. Just trying to, and it
to
released.
get that thing, because I had the same thing with my ankle. I had a bone spur that would get stuck in there, and I had to keep flicking my ankle, and then all of a sudden I could stand on it, and I never really knew the answer.
But I didn't go to the hospital there. I didn't know what to do. Right.
You just had to make sure you didn't
and
squat.
we didn't have any more. No, we didn't have any more skate demos. So
Okay.
I think we were flying home the next day or the day after. And when I flew home, I went to the doctor and got all the info about it. And but
Did you end up getting surgery for it?
Yeah, but it was like 1990-ish. You know, it was. I mean,
that was back when if you got a knee surgery, you had the giant scar down the front of your knee to prove it.
Yeah, well, no, it was arthroscopic.
Right, so you had the little holes.
Yeah, so I got lucky that I was in that era.
Yeah.
Well, because these days, like we've done research to show that for most people, I mean, not professional athletes, if you have a mild meniscus injury, doing 6 months of physical therapy versus undergoing surgery and then physical therapy, the results are pretty much the same.
Really?
Yeah.
But I mean, you can't escape the actual material that's getting stuck. You know what I mean?
Sure, if it's
like,
locking, that's I wouldn't call that a mild.
At some point,
injury.
I actually went. Remember that Hawaii mini ramp contest they had where guns jumped the gap?
Schroeder and all that. Yeah.
So I went to that before having surgery, thinking that I would just avoid squatting because it only happened when I squat.
Yeah.
And I did. Sorry, we're getting into the weeds here.
No, I love this.
I did like a Delmar Indy over the hip where you like do like kind of a Japan move, and in the middle of it,
it got stuck.
It got stuck
in the air.
In the air. So I landed.
Still in the ball.
But in the ball, yeah. And then that moment, it never released again. But it was torn enough that I could actually function with it. So I could never straighten my knee, but I could get it to here. So I did enter that contest. I sucked. Like I don't remember. I didn't make the finals or whatever. But and that was like the turning point where I was like, okay, I gotta have surgery. This sucks.